So the Dream Factory, as we described as we were getting started, started off as an idea for a TV show, based on the comic book that we found and got the rights to. And it was great. It was really turning out fantastic. But as we were pitching it, I wasn't able to get it sold. So we kept looking at this, and we realized, great characters and great stories are great characters and great stories. They can be told multiple ways. In fact, a friend of mine, you might have heard of him. His name is Mark Zicree. He goes by Mr. Sci-Fi. Okay. And he has done a lot of great things. He's one of the writers producers on one of the Star Trek series. He was a writer producer on Sliders, and now he's got his own independently financed series of short films that look really fantastic. So Mark, we were sitting around talking. He talks about this in his Super Mentors classes. So Mark talks about making best use of your property. So if he writes a script and he can't sell it, he'll turn it into a book. If he can't sell his book, he'll turn it into a TV series. So he's using, and he's actually done this on a number of projects. So Jenny and I took that to heart and thought, we've developed this really huge world for this TV series of Dream Factory. Why not turn it into a TV series? So we've developed this huge world of Dream Factory as a TV series. Why not turn it into a feature film? So we did. And look, I've worked on tons of series and commercials and feature films, and there's nothing like really digging into a story on a feature film. All right, it's really getting into all the foreshadowing and the nuances and the character development. These things that in a half-hour episodic series you don't necessarily get into to that degree. So we started having a great time with it. So I ended up writing out the entire movie, but not as a script. So what we started with as a TV series with our 28-page treatment that covers all the character designs and all the episode descriptions and really gives you a really good feel for what the series is, turned into a 96-page detailed illustrated outline of the entire movie. It's kind of like an illustrated novel. Not graphic novel, but an illustrated novel with images all the way through, key images, concept art that I had done to really get across the main elements and the main things that we'd be seeing. And it really turned out incredible. Well, we started getting a lot more interest in the feature version. So just from your side, what's it been like to see the growth? Because obviously the concept and the whole mythology has grown hugely. Because you never finished the comic book, so it's just we kind of built this thing together over the years, and
Yep.
it has gotten really big as far as the depth of the story. I mean, what's it been like to watch that kind of growth over the years?
Well, it's been really gratifying. I look back, you sent me some packages, and I had this nostalgia looking back at some of those sketches. And part of me is embarrassed. It's just embarrassing to look at your work 17 years ago. But it's also gratifying to see kind of your own personal evolution and maturity as an artist. And that's in my blood. It's my childhood dream to tell stories with drawn pictures, comic books, animation, what have you. And then to be able to know that we've got this partnership going, and you're holding the universe in your heart and your head, and I'm holding part of it, and we're going back and forth. And it's just kind of naturally developing, and just these little cool things, when you design a character and I say, well, how about this? And you're like, man, that's cool. That's a great idea. Or you say, no, I liked it back then, and that was super cool back then. Let's keep on going. Okay. And that's validating in terms of your own creative process and what you believe in. And then have someone else say, man, that's cool. And for you to say, how about this? And they say, that's cool too. That's really gratifying. It's a wonderful journey, and I recommend everybody tries to develop something and kind of have that going as a project, a passion project, because it really does help you creatively. And to watch your own growth, it's kind of like looking at a journal or a diary.
Yeah.
And reading it 10 years later and going, man, I've really changed. That's pretty neat, man.
So as we go, I'm going to, through this blog, I'm going to continue showing you more and more information, sharing information with you on the successes and the failures, because trust me, I've had a huge amount of failures or pitches that weren't sold. You're always going to hear more no's than yeses. But I was able to land deals on it too. So I'll share that with you in how that worked. So in fact, on the next blog, we're going to cover the various things that I had as I was pitching different versions to kind of give you an idea of how we were changing things as we were going. So this has been a lot of fun to really develop and take it bigger. In fact, in some ways, the project might have already gotten too big the way it's currently written for one movie. In fact, one of our future blogs, an interview with super producer Max Howard, who told me that he thinks it's too big, it should be multiple movies. Hey, I'm good with that as long as someone's willing to fund it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and stay with us, and you'll keep finding out more and more about how we progressed with this as we move towards starting our first production of Dream Factory.